Do 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 do. Good morning. Good morning, sweet tea. Sorry, I'm late. I was sitting in front of my computer just bookmarking away things and didn't realize the time. Hope you're doing good. I'm ready to catch up on what's going on in the world. Okay, sweet. Do 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 do. Well, I will be on in a couple minutes. I need to go make some more coffee. Good morning, sweet tea. If you're still out there. Yes. I'm ready to catch up on what's going on in the world. Yeah. Me too. I can tell you it's not good. And there's got to be some good out there. It's just not on the internet. At least it's not on X. You know, one thing that I noticed a long time ago when I first started doing the X Files is that, and I made mention of this a couple of times. It's like, why are all like more than half of the videos, it seems like on X, have the TikTok thing on them? You know, like it was a TikTok video, which I don't understand. Like, why are we with every single person in the world has a cell phone that they can record on? And if you want to post something to X, you post it to X. If you want to post it to TikTok, you post it to TikTok. So I asked myself, why are all these videos on X have the TikTok thing? And then, you know, TikTok gets bought and it's given to Donald Trump's friend, Larry Ellison, the Jewish billionaire. And then his son acquired Paramount Plus, which is CBS News. They own a lot of shit, CNN. And now they have TikTok. And they said they were going to go after X. Well, I just feel like they already have X because all the videos on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, are TikTok videos. So it's the same shit. And I don't have TikTok, so I don't know what's on TikTok. But I just think that I think I could get more variety of news and shit off of YouTube. You just have to put in more effort, you know, because it's not just scroll news feed like X is, but there's no variety of stuff on there. It's all the same shit. So I don't understand what's going on, but I don't like it. I'm here getting ready to head out, so I'll be listening. Okay, sweet. TikTok matches people's attention span, which is about 6 seconds. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, no, for sure. Let me turn my phone on here. I bought my granddaughter a video game. You know, she's 3.5, and I have a PlayStation 4. We went to the mall yesterday, and my daughter was saying that she woke up this morning and yesterday, and can't even open her eyes. And my granddaughter is in her face saying, "Let's go on a bear hunt." So she's like, you know, she's just at that age right now where she's just needs a lot of attention. And, you know, my daughter's a single mom. So I was like, well, I have a PlayStation 4. I don't ever use it. It's like, well, I don't know, see if they got any video games that she could try, you know. And then I found she loves this cartoon called Bluey. So they have Bluey the video game. So I got that, and then I downloaded Paw Patrol. She watches that. It's a Paw Patrol racing game. And they make it to where all you have to do is steer the car, but it's on autopilot. So it'll correct itself on the course. Even if, you know, you're complete, you know, you don't even know what you're doing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to take those to her today. I was like, do we want to get her on video games already this early? But I mean, I think that's just the way it is these days. Let's see here. Let me go to StreamYard. I need to close out some of these windows. Like that one. I'll keep that one. The Mariners won again yesterday, of course. 10-3, I think. They're off today, and then they're in Seattle tomorrow for Game 3, which is exciting. This will be the first time they've ever been to the World Series if they can pull this off. Share screen. Do 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 do.
Sam Brock is in Ocean City, New Jersey tonight for us. And Sam, there's several feet of water in the streets where you are tonight.
Tom, we are now more than 4 hours removed from high tide. There are feet of water all over the streets of Ocean City. In fact, Tom, it's preventing folks from getting in their cars and driving out. We saw people in kayaks and paddleboards on this street earlier today from a storm that is continuing to cause trouble. The powerful nor'easter that's pounded the eastern seaboard, taking aim tonight at the Jersey Shore.
We wanted to see how much beach we had left.
Leaving Ocean City under feet of water. We're now approaching high tide, and barricades litter Ocean City, blocking drivers off from streets, and not for a few wet patches either. I'm a half a block away. This water goes as far as the eye can see. Officials today taking stock of the disintegrating beach, which caved before our very eyes. Look at that.
Yeah. Yep. Taking it with them.
Frank Donato is the emergency management coordinator. In 1 week, this entire dune has been eroded.
Correct. Yes. So it takes one storm. That's all.
In New York City, city officials say the nor'easter's howling winds ripped a solar panel off a carport, hitting and killing a 76-year-old woman. The system's devastating force also felt in the Carolinas, where mounds of sand line Hatteras Island on the Outer Banks, the bumps on the ground, cars buried underneath it. While thousands of miles away in Alaska, remnants of a typhoon stranding people in remote villages who had to be hoisted to safety by Coast Guard helicopters. At least 3 people are still unaccounted for. Doreen Carter's home was swept away with her family inside. They escaped by boat, but she says now there is no home and no town to return to.
The house is unlivable. We can't live in there anymore. This is the worst ever. It's totally... Kipnik is totally wiped out.
Back here on the East Coast, Tom, many feeling fortunate by comparison. The storm clears tomorrow. Tom?
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm muted. Of course. Well, at least we got that out of the way early this time. I was just saying that that storm typhoon, it was in Alaska. It was the remnants of Typhoon Halong. I looked it up on ChatGPT. And one person dead, and displaced 1,000 people, lost their houses. Houses were swept off their foundations. And then I asked ChatGPT how much it would cost to rebuild what those people lost. And like 70 to 220 million, depending on where you're going to rebuild at. And then I asked ChatGPT how much it costs to launch a cruise missile, about $4 million per missile. So, 15 million or 15 missiles that if we decide to just not launch 15 missiles, not build 15 Tomahawk missiles, we could rehouse those people in Alaska, which will never happen. But what's crazy is, the Palisades fire that they had in California, that now they have robots from China that are building houses there. I got a little clip on that, and I looked that up to verify it on ChatGPT too. And it's crazy. A company named Cosmic Buildings, working on ABB Robotics, is using a mobile robotic microfactory in the Pacific Palisades to fabricate structural wall panels on site, combining AI, robots, and modular construction techniques. And so it cost a lot less money, and it is foreign companies that are making the money on that, not Americans. It's like New Zealand and China, basically. Very strange. Mustang Mike, good morning. Tommy, good morning. That's beautiful, nice new technology. Well, yes and no. I mean, those guys over in the Palisades are getting, they got burnt out of their houses, and now they can't rebuild. And they're coming in and building high density housing, and they have the Olympics coming over there. So it's a whole bunch of nonsense going on. But I guess the technology itself, yeah, it's good. I don't know if you guys got to watch this clip of, we just played the New Jersey nor'easter. Hopefully that didn't affect you, Tommy.
Boards on this street earlier today from a storm that is continuing to cause trouble. The powerful nor'easter that's pounded the eastern seaboard, taking aim tonight at the Jersey Shore.
We wanted to see how much beach we had left.
Leaving Ocean City under feet of water. We're now approaching high tide, and barricades litter Ocean City, blocking drivers off from streets. And not for a few wet patches either. I'm a half a block away. This water goes as far as the eye can see.
So we played that. Yeah, no, it's true. We need trades in this country. That is what we need. We need electricians and plumbers and framers and siders and roofers and concrete guys, asphalt guys. Yeah, we need all that shit. I totally agree. And and you're gonna have to go robotic if you want to compete. Like the market always determines what's what, right? It's not, it's just the intentions behind everything that is what's so sad, At Tommy Sticks, Ocean City, New Jersey, what exit, right? Yeah, I know Tommy's in Nutley, so I don't think he was affected by that. But I guess I know that's why they call it Ocean City. All right, what's next? Let's see here. I got to get to my bookmarks. Stop this. I'm going to try not to be so negative today. I don't know if that's possible for me, but I'm going to try. And so we're going to skip that one. So many people attack Marjorie Taylor Greene. I love her. I think she's one of the most honest people in Congress, but I'll use her own words. Depends on the issue. Everybody's got biases and, alliances, but for the most part, I think she's pretty honest. Ocean City, New Jersey is one of the only dry towns in New Jersey. Okay, but Ocean City, Magooch, good morning. Is one of the now dry towns? Do you mean by like no, you can't drink there? Because it's definitely not dry as far as it's underwater right now, right? I'm kind of confused to what you mean there. Your negativity and positivity is based on what you consume. If you change what you consume, you change your mood. Move away from things that put you in a bad mood. I totally agree with that. And, it's a balance. The thing is with me is like, I see I just see the writing on the wall, what's happening in this country. And it's so extreme that I can't, I'm not going to obsess over it 24 hours a day, but I can't. That's why I'm doing these shows again, because it's too important. We're being, the things that are headed our way in this country are so not good. It's not even funny. See no evil. Good morning. How are you? But no, you're right. And I am going to try to be a little bit more positive today. In my real life, I'm fine. I enjoy being with my customers and enjoy being in the kitchen. And I really kind of feel blessed in what I do. I figured out my own little lane, which is awesome. Right now I'm making a bunch of pies and of course caramel apples. But I just can't help but to worry about what's going, especially for my granddaughter and shit. Well, let's listen to this real quick. It's the end of this one that was important. It's just a little 40-second thing.
6 months in, Steve, and here we are, turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
And that was the takeaway there at the end. Fox News brainwashes the baby boomers, which it does. And I know a lot of you guys watch Fox News. And CNN brainwashes the Democratic baby boomers. And I tell my buddy Brian all the time, don't watch that shit. Oh, I just want to watch it. I was like, do your own fucking research. Why do you want to be spoon-fed slave slop by paid propagandists? Those people don't do anything without getting paid. And they're, it's all bought and paid for. All the news media, it's all Jewish-ran conglomerate, pro-Israel. I mean, now I have to look it up. I'm not sure what we're looking up. My brain just goes from, and I'm going to get angry already. I can see it coming. This is I'm sorry. It's been over a month. I called bullshit on Erica Kirk from day one, and I'm not willing to let any of this go because this is the most important issue that there is right now, because apparently there's a list out there with Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, who knows, Trump could be on it. They already tried to kill him once, and we need to get to the bottom of what the fuck happened. We know they're lying to us about the gun. Tyler Robinson didn't fucking shoot him. There's just so much shit that's come out about that. And, I know people will say, oh, Erica Kirk, she has a right to grieve. Everybody grieves differently. Man, I've been through this shit too much with Sandy Hook. And, I call balls and strikes. She is full of shit. And, these guys are just, they're just calling it for what it is. I totally agree with their take on this.
I don't trust her. I think she was set up to be his wife.
Right. You know what I will say though? I'm sick and tired, and I can't stand is people playing fucking music, especially rap music, to these videos. Like I watched a video this morning of the Alaska storm, the remnants from that typhoon, and there's a house being swept away. 1,000 people are displaced. They need to be rehomed. There's a house literally being swept away, and they're playing some fucking music, like, to make it dramatic for clicks and views. And then, of course, you hear the bring, the TikTok at the end of it. So, TikTok's making money off of it. It's like we're not going to get anything. Everything is like monetized, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Why can't you just fucking film something with your cell phone and upload it to the internet for us to watch? No. Now everybody's got to make money off of it. We got to make sure we get the clicks and views and the TikTok fucking jingle and logo on there. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Exit 29 Garden State Parkway, Cape May County. All right, let's keep listening to this.
Right.
And then, hey, if he turncoats, you're up. Because if you look at her, like,
Because she's taking over Turning Point, right?
in within 2 weeks,
Right.
you have a grieving wife, and she's on a podcast right away.
Right.
Hey, smiling. Oh yeah, I remember when we just got smoked in front of everybody, JFK style, and you're smiling.
Yeah.
So that's weird. That's number one, right? The memorial. Can we all agree that shit looked like fucking, a WWE event? Like that was WrestleMania.
Right.
Fireworks and all. I'm like, what is this? It's weird. That's strange. But if you look into her background, so you guys know that she was a pageant girl.
Yeah.
Right. So she was Miss Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
She won in, I believe it was 2012.
Yeah, something with Trump.
Well, Trump owned that pageant.
Right.
So she knew Trump. Okay. But then if you look into not only her, well, let me back up. When she was 17, she had worked with the military on charity efforts, working with a Romanian organization who got accused of trafficking. That happened back in 2001. And she wasn't there in 2001, but kind of odd. Okay, put a pin in that. But then if you look into her parents, that's where it gets weird. So her mom, can anybody tell me why she owns a tech company called E3 Tech Group that did classified missions in Iraq? That's weird, right? So, and what they specialize in is EMPs. You guys know what EMPs are?
No.
Electromagnetic pulses that take out like square blocks of like power.
Okay, I think I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
so EMP knocks out a power like.
So they're going down a deep rabbit hole there, but long story short, that lady is full of shit, and so is everybody else around her. And there's just so much stuff that's been coming out about that it's not even funny, man. And we haven't had the trial yet or anything like that. So I really, really am curious to see the fucking evidence that they're going to bring to this fucking trial. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen what the judge, it's everybody's brand new in this, involved in this fucking assassination. The fucking coroner, the DA, the fucking, the surgeon, everybody's brand new. The judge is brand new. The prosecutor's brand new. The defense attorney's fucking brand new. Everybody's like fucking brand new. And then everybody in her family works for the Department of Defense. And, and I showed that video yesterday of Trump dancing with Epstein. There's a lot of shit fucking about to drop. And this next video, this whole Epstein thing isn't going to go away. I don't know how all this is related, but, obviously something's going on in our government, guys. It's out of control. It's out of control. And I truly believe that it's going to get so much worse. Someone else is going to get assassinated, probably before the end of the year. I mean, I don't even have the time, nor do you guys really care, I know this, to get into the details, like all the shit that I could fucking explain about, it's just, and I just don't understand why more people aren't on top of it, Listen to this. This was, what's his name? Duncan Trussell on Joe Rogan a little while ago.
Rick Swalwell said this stuff today. Again, it might not be true, but
it's coming to an end, guys. I've
Yeah.
spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, this Epstein bomb is about to drop. No one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time, Swalwell said in a thread. One Republican just texted me that if there's a discharge vote on Epstein, they expect a jailbreak of over 100 members. Trump will go nuts, he added.
So they said this further goes on to say that if they get back, that this is the first thing on the docket, and that's sort of what's holding them back in recess right here.
Wow. We are watching wild history in real time.
Dude.
This is a wild scene.
Rick Swalwell said.
So we'll see. Okay. Meanwhile, in America, Ilhan Omar is officially endorsed Omar Fatah, the Democratic Socialist of America backed candidate for mayor of Minneapolis. And this guy's already a state senator.
Voting Senator Fateh for the mayor of the city of Minneapolis.
Our Congresswoman, who I'm really excited.
Black Skeletor? Is that you?
To have her support.
And with that, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar put her stamp of approval on a grateful state senator, Omar Fateh, who envisions a city that is more equal.
Minneapolis seems to be a tale of two cities, one for the wealthy and the well-connected, and the rest of everyone.
If Tales from the Crypt had skin.
Else.
The Congresswoman believes the 35-year-old senator, a Democratic socialist, can lead with a progressive agenda.
I have trust in
And she married her brother, right?
The senator's track record that he will find a way to make sure that we have ordinances, legislation that is passing through that speaks to the desires and the needs of the residents of the city.
Fateh's run has not been entirely smooth. He is being accused of campaign violations for continuing to use the term DFL endorsed on his campaign signs. The state DFL.
Of course. Well, that's going to be nothing when he becomes mayor, because then he's going to bring all the people from Somalia or South Africa, wherever he's from. And just like in South Africa, the genocide they're committing against the white people, they're robbing white people of their houses and killing them and stuff, and the government's facilitating it. And then here in Washington State, you have the Reparations Act, where you get the $120,000. You don't have to pay it back if you stay in the house for 5 years. So I mean, why are we allowing these foreigners to run for government? It's because we're not allowing it. We don't have any control over it at all. None whatsoever, because we don't have the money to fund these guys' campaigns. And there's, just a handful of people out there that will fund everybody's campaign that they want to run. They have that much money, and that's just how it works. I mean, it's just, in a nutshell, that's what it is. The same people with all the money control who gets to run for every government globally. And the smart people of the world know that the local governments are just as important, if not more important than, like the mayors and stuff are very important. They may not seem like it, they are. They control a lot of the local narratives that Democratic, Socialist, Progressive, what could go wrong, right? Yeah. This guy did an experiment, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, with Big Macs. I don't know the last time you guys had a Big Mac. I can't remember the last time I had one. I think I did actually have one within the last year, maybe, like a dumbass. But I've probably eaten one Big Mac in the last 10 years, maybe, if that. I don't know. I never go to McDonald's, unless for my granddaughter for like some fries. I've been a couple times. This guy's Big Macs don't rot. And then in Japan,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it.
It's moldy. It stinks. Because it's 30 days. This is what a Big Mac in Japan looks like. But in the United States,
Nothing. Even some of the lettuce is still green. That's always so weird to me. And just for fun, let's open the Big Mac that I got almost 10 months ago. This one was from December of 2024. Wow, surprise, surprise. It hasn't aged a bit. Look at that. These guys are basically Irish twins together. Okay, Toxon, it's Japan's turn.
So, the point to that was, is it a McDonald's problem or is it an American problem? And it's an American thing. They're poisoning us here specifically. They're trying to kill us in America, for whatever reason. This is like a failed experiment of a country. I don't know exactly why they're doing it, but you can go to any other country, like in Europe, they don't put the same, even in Canada, there's American company, like American cereal companies, for example, they make two types of cereal, one for other countries and one for America. And the one for the other countries does not have the chemicals that they put in here, that they're allowed to put in here in the United States. Why that is, I have no idea. That's not true. See no evil. First of all, I don't watch the news at all. I don't even watch TV. And you have to talk about it because that's all we have is our voice. If you don't talk about it, your cities like New York are going to be run by a Zoran Momdani. So the only thing we have is our voice, to talk about. And there's nothing wrong with getting angry. I mean, it's just part of life. It's like when someone's neck gets blown apart on national TV and the FBI and the entire Department of Justice lies about it, it's time to get angry because, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be controlled by a satanic death cult of pedophiles that are just going to kill people for voicing their opinion, because that just, scares people into silence. So the Charlie Kirk assassination is exactly why I don't necessarily have fun doing this. And I have a lot better things that I could be doing than just, going through Twitter. But I feel it's necessary. And I think everybody should be doing it because this is how we're going to create change. The only way that you can create change with politicians is to embarrass them. That's it. There's no other way to do it. We don't have the money to defund them or platform our own politicians. The only thing you can do is just embarrass them. And so we have to call them out on their bullshit. It's not a fun thing to do, but for me personally, it's my calling. I don't have a problem getting angry about the shit that goes on. I wish that it was a perfect world where we didn't have to be angry. And I tell you what, I will be the first because I'm already I don't have TV. I haven't watched news in, I don't even know. I'm going to say like 15, 20 years now. I don't watch TV. I haven't paid for cable in decades, and the only reason why I'm obsessing over it right now is because I know what's coming. It's a very fucking dangerous time right now. So I'm just trying to stay on top of it a little bit. And, to each their own. If people want to watch CNN and MSNBC and whatever, that's up to them. Me personally, I listen to a lot of Alex Jones. I listen to Tucker Carlson. I've been listening to Candace Owens following the Charlie Kirk thing. But other than that, I really don't pay attention to a whole lot of this stuff. Do you go to the state representative's office or the state senator's personally? Fuck no. That's a complete waste of time. First of all, you can just email them. And, I know people that have done that. I know a fellow vendor that, she's unlike me, is able to keep her cool and she emails everybody. And, here in Tacoma, we have 7 people on the council and there's actually one person that's normal. and not anti-police and not a communist socialist. But he'll tell you that, you know, there's nothing he can do about it because he's outnumbered and the majority rules. And he says that literally the mayor hates the police. So she's just that's not my callings. You know, I'm not, that's other people. If people want to write the fucking senators and the Congress, that's up to them. My calling is going through Twitter, reading between the lines, and just relaying messages the way that I see fit, you know, like my own interpretation on it. I'm not saying I'm right. I always say it's my own opinion, but I'm pretty good at, I think my calling is, relaying a little bit of information that they don't tell you. You know what I mean? People may not believe it. That's up to them to believe it. You can fucking Google it for yourself. Would you be an activist that would like to go to? Fuck no. What are you talking about? See no evil? Go be an activist? Hell no. That's not me. Like Antifa or like what? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm going to move on. I think you're just trying to rile me up. Okay, listen to this real quick.
So you think cash is coming to save you? Let me introduce you to Todd Blanche. Let me show you what Todd Blanche just tweeted out before we get into this tweet by Brianna Morello of what Alex Jones had to say on the Tucker Carlson podcast yesterday. You're not going to want to miss this. So Todd Blanche says, hey, FBI Director Cash, the failing New York Times says we don't like each other. Guess we'll have to stop hanging out after work. Those dummies. Virtually every part of their reporting is exaggerated or fabricated, per usual. Okay, so here's Todd Blanche telling you that he's such good friends with Kash Patel that they're boys and they're hanging out after work. So now when Brianna Morello tweets out breaking news, Deputy AG Todd Blanche shut down Ed Martin's investigation into exposing the corruption lawfare attacks against InfoWars, says Alex Jones. Jones says Blanche threatened to fire Ed Martin if he continued to pursue this investigation. My DOJ sources tell me that Blanche has been working aggressively hard to shut down efforts to help lawfare victims and protect members of Obama's regime. Guess who's boys with Cash? Check this out.
And Todd Blanche is protecting the FBI and DOJ under orders from Obama, then Biden, to get me off the air. And we have all the documents where they funded it illegally. We have all the proof. We sued them. We deposed them. I spent millions deposing them all, getting all their emails, top law firms. And then the Justice Department gets the information, and Ed Martin goes after him and says, preserve your records. I want to talk to you. And then Todd Blanche comes in and says, I'll fire you, Ed Martin. Shut the son of a bitch down right now. Ed Martin needs to be the Deputy Attorney General. And he didn't say that. Okay, I have other DOJ sources that tell me what goes on, but this is the reality.
And could they do that? I mean, because like in the end, I don't think you should use government to make your friends rich or give them special favors. But if you can't deliver justice to people who are on your side, you're not doing it right. And that's really dispiriting and a little weird, to be honest.
So let me remind you, this is the same Kash Patel that 2 hours after Charlie Kirk got assassinated, he was at an upscale New York restaurant just whining and dining, getting a little surf and turf. 12 hours after Tyler Robinson had been, assassinated, Kash Patel still hadn't seen a photo of the guy. And Kash Patel allegedly lives at some gay billionaire's house. Yeah, you heard that right. Check it out. Kyle Seraphin's done a great job of reporting on it. There's a billionaire in Las Vegas, and Kash Patel lives at this faggot's house. Now, Kash Patel also is 45 plus, 48, doesn't have any kids. What does that tell you about a person that doesn't have any children? Are they trying to make this country and leave this country in a better place they found it? Doesn't look like it. He looks like a fucking foreigner to me. He looks like somebody who fucking doesn't care about America. He looks like somebody that's sold out. His actions. You see him on the Rogan podcast. You hear this guy try to lie. He's a fucking horrible liar. He just sucks at it. And same thing with the press conference at Tyler Robinson. There was no fucking difference. The guy is fucking crooked. Crooked eye Cash, guys. Only Cash. We have fucking played.
Now, I don't know if you guys were able to follow any of that, but
so you think Cash is coming to save you?
Basically, I mean, I agree with everything that guy says. And Todd Blanche is the deputy FBI director, right? But he's protecting Obama and Biden from all kinds of shit. So we did get played, like nothing's getting done. And I'm just going to move on from this one. Tucker should add to security. They have. This is in California, Long Beach, California. There's probably music to this one too. I think. Turn the music off. All automated. These things can go up to 13 miles an hour, all driven by AI. You know, and the thing is with this kind of stuff, does it make the products cheaper since no humans have to be involved now? Or does it just eliminate jobs?
Highly classified deep state government documents buried for over 2 decades have surfaced. They reveal a plan so dark, so psychotic, it defies belief. The live, televised execution of prominent Americans. Not criminals, not traitors, patriots. The documents describe it all. Maximum shock value, irreversible public trauma. Executions so graphic, so unforgettable, they would paralyze a nation in fear. And the targets? Every single one of them has something in common. They refuse to kneel. They reached too many people. They couldn't be bought. Charlie Kirk wasn't the goal, he was the warning. Because according to the documents, 4 more names are on the list. 4 executions, 4 broadcasts, 4 messages to the nation. And the next one could happen any day now. If the idea of mass bloodshed...
I mean, it definitely could. One thing's for sure, one fact that nobody can dispute is that Charlie Kirk was shot. Well, maybe he wasn't shot. He was killed in front of all of us. And after that, you can go a million ways with it. But that is a fact that, you know, and so is there more people that are going to get assassinated? Maybe. It just seems like a bunch of nothing coming out of it to me. This is in Seattle where they're handing out drug kits. You can get meth pipes and tinfoil, but all the drug users think that it's a bad idea, but the government still wants to do it.
What is the appropriate balance between harm reduction and getting people pathways out of addiction and homelessness? Whether that's intervention through law enforcement.
And by the way, if somebody has something positive in the news or something that they want me to talk about, please feel free to tell me, because I went through everything. I will be happy to talk about something that's going good in the world right now. I mean, just give me the subject and I will talk about it.
Enforcement, street outreach. Before me, we've been talking all day about this kit handed out in our beloved city. We are Seattle, that includes methamphetamine pipes, foil to smoke fentanyl, tools to use drugs in your private parts.
And I mean, we can pretend like, oh yeah, well, don't focus on it and this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? Our children of the United States have to walk to school with this fucking garbage right in front of them. So I care, and I'm gonna pay attention to it.
Handed out in our city streets. What can you do as mayor to make it harder to get high and easier to get clean?
A lot of these people killing themselves, they have no sense of self-worth. If they look in the mirror, they don't see someone that's worthy of love. So as we treat them, it's important for them to have safeguards around their life. So we need to protect our streets. I don't want syringes in parks. I made that clear. So we have to arrest when arrest's appropriate. We have to go upstream. And I have to be honest with you, that says public health. That's run by the King County. That another discussion has to be had with King County. Now, one thing that I did ask when I first got elected, I really wanted to serve on the Board of Health.
Long story short, he's the mayor of Seattle. And he's the guy that also says that if a black or brown person commits a 6th or 7th crime, that he doesn't have any interest in putting them in jail, that he wants to hear their life story and maybe they're hungry, is what he was. This was just a couple weeks ago he said that. But so here in Seattle, you get that bag that she was showing you, these red bags.
Before me, we've been talking all day.
It's got a meth pipe, tin foil, the little tea light things that you can heat your drugs up in. And, you know, they're finding them in the parks. And, you know, aren't parks supposed to be where kids play? I don't understand it. This lady's talking about hurricanes and the fact that, I just can't get behind those people on that. I'm not going to play that one. Here we go. This is the one I was talking about in Alaska. I just think there's something so wrong about, you know, this disaster that killed somebody, displaced over 1,000 people, and they got a dancing TikTok logo. And I just don't like that. I don't know why that bothers me. It just does, but I'm going to move on.
Are buying up dozens of burned billionaire brothers from New Zealand are buying up dozens of burned out lots from the Palisades fire on Malibu Beach, with plans to build rows of AI-designed homes built in China along the coast. Is this an experiment gone awry or the future of home building? I'm LA Realtor Tyler Neal. Let's dive in. The Palisades fire burned a total of 340 oceanfront homes in Malibu Beach to the ground. And since then, 11 of those burned lots have sold, 9 of which were bought for $65 million by 2 billionaire brothers from New Zealand, Nick and Matt Mowbray, who co-founded toy giant Zuru, best known for Bunch of Balloons, RoboFish, and now AI-designed prefabricated modular homes they plan to put along the Malibu coast. The designs will be created in Milan, Italy, and include fire-resistant materials like concrete, porcelain, triple-glazed windows, and flat roofs. Then they'll be manufactured largely by robots at a Zuru factory in China and shipped across the Pacific to Malibu, where they'll be assembled right here along the coast. Zuru claims it can deliver these homes for the shockingly low production cost of $300 per square meter, which is just $28 per square foot, a mere fraction of Malibu's average cost to build, which goes up to $2,000 a square foot. That means a 2,700 square foot home would only cost about $100,000 to produce and ship, then sell for a projected $10 to $30 million. But the Mowbray brothers aren't just looking to make a quick buck. If these AI homes work in Malibu, they plan to build them in cities across the US, Europe, and Asia, making AI homes a global mainstream solution, not just for luxury communities, but for middle-class neighborhoods as well. So what do you think? Is this the future of home building or just billionaires playing Malibu Monopoly?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't understand. If anybody can explain to me how we are allowing Italy and China to build houses in the United States. That makes zero sense to me. We should be it's bad enough that Americans lost our houses. And now we're going to allow foreigners to build houses at pennies on the dollar with AI and then bring them here and sell them for thousands of times more than they were built for. What? That makes zero sense to me, but that's what's going on. And then you go back to the story of how that fire started and, you know, how it was handled. Was it on purpose? Hard to say. Trump asked, he was over in Israel, and I think I might have played this one yesterday, but he asked the government of Israel to give Netanyahu a pardon.
This man is a good man right here. These two men are good men right here. Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
A pardon for what? Killing babies and women and shooting tanks and blowing people's heads off and genocide and mass rape and the sex trafficking of children across the globe. I mean, what are we pardoning? I'm not sure what are you pardoning? I'm just lost with what's going on. Trump needs to get his ass back to the United States and worry about us. Fuck these motherfuckers. I'm sick of, what? I don't understand that. You have 4 years in office and you're wasting 1 day in Kabuki theater of this pre-planned, let's give fucking Netanyahu a pardon. For what? I'm sure you're an elected official. Get back to the United States and fucking, you have Secretary of State that could be over there fucking saying that shit. Let's see, what was he saying here? Yeah, I'm sure you're predicting the future.
And you're now going to see the hatred for Jews and the hatred for Muslims in your front yard, in your backyard, and soon it'll be in your kitchen. And now here we are. And I'm just sick of it, man. I just want to live in America. I want to live in America. I want to live in a Christian country. I want to live in a high trust society. I want Americans to run the American government. I want Americans to control America's foreign policy. And I want Americans to come first. And I want Americans to be the only people on the list of beneficiaries of the U.S. government.
Yes.
People are already done with MAGA, so they're moving on to America first. I'm already done with America first. I want America only. How about America only? Oh, you don't want to be an isolationist. That's literal propaganda from Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin to get us into a war in Afghanistan and Iraq. Go back and read the stories. That's what they called people that were against those wars. The same Israeli lobbyists.
So, long story short, and I agree with what he just said, it's got to be America only. This whole Trump administration has been about Israel. And I mean, okay, you're the greatest president in history. Shove that up your ass. Okay. You made fucking peace in the Middle East. Oh, you're the greatest fucking, give him the fucking Nobel Peace Prize. Fine. Let's fucking move on. Let's fucking fix the economy. Let's fucking get jobs back in the United States for Americans. But what they're doing is they're setting this whole thing up to bring in Indians. They're going to fill this fucking country with Indians to do these technical jobs for AI. That's all they got for us. Name me one industry that there's jobs for normal Americans. That's going to be like save America. Because is there any fucking real jobs out there for Americans right now? No, there's not. There's nothing. There's no trades. There's no. They're building houses with fucking AI, and it's New Zealand and China. So what is Trump doing to fix America for Americans? He's fixing America for foreign investors to fucking make a ton of money off of us. And we're not the beneficiaries. Everybody else is. And all of our tax money goes to fund that shit. And I'm sick of it. I'm with Owen. I am fucking sick of it. This lady here, I don't know if this was New Jersey or what, but this shows you that you should not. She had a chance. And now she's fucking fighting for her life in a split second. And why this is on X more than once today, I have no idea. Again, there's just not a lot of options on there to choose from. Seattle, I'll skip that one. Everybody but Benjamin Netanyahu was at the Peace for 2025 because that guy doesn't want peace. He's a warmonger. So I don't know, guys. Sada, I have to jump off. I'm going to send you a funny video later to cleanse your palate. Thanks for going on. Yeah, you're welcome. Remember when this guy had no beard? This is Josh Hammer. I don't know if you guys know who this is. Probably not.
You know, I'm talking to lawyers. I think that I'm a lawyer by background. I clerked for a federal appeals judge. I know a thing or two about United States constitutional law. I think that we have a potentially serious case here for defamation, and I'm very much speaking with lawyers, and we'll see what happens.
She is lying in a way.
They're talking about Candace Owens. That's Josh Hammer. He was friends with Charlie Kirk. They were business partners. And this guy went on here and said that he's such a narcissist. He said that Charlie Kirk wanted to promote his book and that Charlie would always go to him for advice. And he's basically just trying to assume Charlie Kirk's role. Candace Owens called him out on it, and he's lying about all kinds of shit. And now he wants to fucking sue Candace like a little bitch. Everybody wants to sue Candace Owens because because she's always right. She knows how to do her own research.
Way that is resonating with people in a way that damages you significantly.
Yeah, it's just so evil. I mean, Charlie was a good friend of mine. I mean, I've known him for 5-6 years, give or take, but we really became close over the final year and a half of his life. We were in daily communication. You know, I don't actually know precisely the extent to which he and Candace communicated in the final year or two, but she very much was on the outs of Turning Point USA. And my understanding is that they were not in touch at all. I mean, maybe kind of a happy birthday kind of here or there, but not close touch. And, you know, I mean, Aaron, when I first found out that Charlie had been shot,
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you guys know, I don't want to talk too much about that because you guys probably just don't know anything about it if you don't follow the whole Candace saga like I do. I just find that shit highly fascinating, and that guy is a complete scumbag. This is Nick Shirley. He's here in the Pacific Northwest, always protesting. He's always videotaping Antifa and all the nonsense they're doing. And he is showing that outside the, where Antifa gathers, there's a U-Haul dropping off supplies for them, including more like inflatable T-Rexes and shit like that.
I'm here in Portland right now, and it looks like Antifa, the protesters here, have had a shipment dropped off in a U-Haul right here. They're saying it's all the stuff that's been taken away from Rapid Response and from people since they've been out here. So there's a whole U-Haul full of stuff that's been getting dropped off right now of all of the equipment the past few months of their protests. You have all this stuff that's getting dropped off right here. You have all of the inflatables as well that the people have been protesting in. A little strange. They have a U-Haul shipment full of all of the stuff that's apparently been taken.
Look like a trans Sam Kinison in the U-Haul unloading the stuff. Okay, this is a lady in Portland, and I believe every word she's saying because I'll talk about Tacoma here in a second.
And I have to be honest, I have never felt so unsafe in this city. A few months ago at our bar, there's a group of people that will descend. We have to shut down all the time, 45 people. 2 women in the group started breaking glass in our bar, stabbing each other. Our bartender called us. We pulled up the security cameras live. She was screaming. Blood splattered on the security cameras. The police came. No name was taken. No report. No accountability. And it's not an isolated incident. We've had people that have been 86. They come back with guns in hand, standing a foot off of our sidewalk for hours every single weekend. Every single weekend. Our staff is terrified. We've endured break-ins, vandalism. We've been held up by gunpoint. And it feels like no one is coming. What is going to happen? How is this acceptable? We need more trained police officers. We need them, like a ton.
And it's not the fact that they need the police officers are trained. They've been trained for a long time. And they've just held, purposely held them back. So it's not incompetence. It's just an agenda. We have plenty of money. And it's another thing with the Trump administration. Okay. You want a safe America. How come we're still saying this? How come we don't have no police? And, here in Tacoma, where I live, My roommate is a security guard at the casino. So just in this last weekend, I mean, so many things. I don't even fucking watch the news, but there's so many things that are happening. Like I'll hear the police siren. I turn on the police scanner. Friday night, somebody called the police to say that somebody was shooting from the bushes at the Safeway right down the street. And the police get there and they find 9 shell casings right outside the door, or right by the bush. So nobody was hurt. But so my roommate works at the casino. Saturday night, somebody was shot in the head and killed right out across the street at the bus stop. And then a block away at the smoke shop, somebody was stabbed in the chest 3 times. And it's just, and the thing is that every single, and then, you know, I told you about my buddy's daughter got shot in the knee walking in Seattle a couple weeks ago because there was an altercation. This was at noon on Broadway and Pike. And there was an altercation and somebody did a drive-by and a stray bullet hit my buddy's daughter in the knee and she had to have surgery. And then a couple nights later, somebody was shot and killed in that same spot, like a block away, and another person was shot but lived. And all of these incidents that I've named, not one arrest for any of them. Not the guy shot in the head at the bus stop, not the stabbing in the chest at the smoke shop, not for my friend's daughter's knee getting shot, not for the person getting shot in the head and up there a block away. None of it. Nobody gets caught for nothing. So of course you're going to have this type of violence everywhere. You know, it is so incredibly dangerous in Tacoma right now that it's not even funny. And then I heard my daughter last night, you know, we were at the mall and I heard her talk to her mom on the phone that she was going to go to the casino with her friends because she has Sunday and Mondays off. And I just like cringed. And, you know, she's almost 30. She's an adult. But I had to tell her, I was like, man, I don't recommend you going there. I was like, and if you guys do, I was like, you go in and, you know, go in the parking garage, you go in the casino and, you know, don't fuck around that place. It's too dangerous around there. You know, even in the casino, it's dangerous. So it's just unfortunate. And, you know, now the Mariners come back to Seattle. The first game home is tomorrow. I don't know. I have a feeling something bad's going to happen. This is fucking awesome. This is why I love Alex Jones so much. He's you know, he went to Maine just recently, and him and Tucker did a whole bunch of different shows together, which are coming out in the next couple of days. But he was at the airport, and he is pointing out a bathroom sign that, you know, because Alex is a normal person. He believes in 2 genders, only men and women. He believes that boys should not play in girls' sports, you know, normal shit like that. And some lady calls him an asshole for no reason, and he lets her have it.
Well, symbols are everything in our society. And you see symbols everywhere that don't make any sense. But at the end of the day, in all mammal species and basically all life form species on this planet as we know it, there's 2 things. There's male and female. And there's keys and there's locks. It's how the universe works. But if the globalists can sabotage that, they admit themselves they'll destroy society and civilization for control. They want to sabotage human civilization. They want depopulation. So this symbol over here, I guess you have to figure out what it means. It means men, women, and then handicapped people. Because you're not a man or a woman, you're just handicapped. All go this direction. Well, we all break a leg sometimes. We're all handicapped at times. We should take care of people. But what the symbol really means is there's people that identify as men and women, and there's handicapped people, or people that induce mental illness. There's 2 genders, then all these other mental illnesses. Here it is. This symbol says it all. You have men and women that create new humans, and you have everybody else who's handicapped mentally who doesn't understand it. You know,
She goes, "You're an asshole, you know that." I don't know if you heard that.
like First Amendment?
Oh, yeah, that was the First Amendment.
Yeah, it's fine. You're on TV. It's good. Go ahead, lady. You don't like me talking, but don't worry. You haven't stopped my speech.
No, you're allowed an opinion. I'm allowed an opinion.
That's good. I like it.
Excellent.
You're an old boomer. Your time's come to an end. It's good.
What do you think I am?
What, 80, 90?
Appreciate that.
Your dad's, what, about 100?
That's the greatest generation.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, great. Exactly. World War II. Hey, you're a World War II veteran. Like the World War II veteran right there. We appreciate her in World War II, what she did for America.
Did you know?
I do. Well, thank you for what you did in World War II.
Really? I think you're using sarcasm. As
No, I mean 103 years old. You're hanging in there. They have national monuments for you. Look at that. You fought for our First Amendment like a Democrat. You appreciate our free speech. Hey, brother, how you doing? God bless you, man. Big fan. You guys are losing. So.
Maybe he's World War II also.
No, he's not 107 like you. Brother, thank you. Anyways, they're mad that we know there's two genders. They're mad they can't get our kids. They're mad we're not putting women in, in men's sports and men and women's sports. They're mad that they can't rule as boomers because the rule of the boomer has come to an end. Their Hollywood love, all their corporate. 100% agree.
And it makes me sick to my stomach to know that there's people out there, these boomers, like I didn't realize that, and they're brainwashed because they watch that stupid shit, and they think it's a good idea that, a lot of these boomers think it's a good idea that boys should play and girl and, all this fucking, I don't even know how, and I guess it's because a lot of them are the grandparents of those people, I guess. Like if you're the grandparent of a trans person, I guess, you're going to have different views. But I mean, not me. Like if one of my kids or grandkids was trans, I would tell them like, hey, you're not playing in, you're not going to compete against girls. That ain't happening. Like, if you're hell bent on being a fucking girl, I guess that's your choice, or I don't know how I would handle that part, but I would stop them from like, you definitely ain't playing, you definitely ain't beating up on no fucking girls. That's for goddamn sure. So how those people can be tolerant to that, they're just, I don't get. I think it's just, it's an insane way of thinking, And then they want to call Alex Jones an asshole because he's calling it out. So, I don't know. Let's move on. This guy is saying that he...
Mike, it was a direct shot to the heart. It looked like right where his heart is, it started going red. He fell back and went to his side. Then I looked down at the crowd, and it looked like the crowd, they all went to their knees really fast. I kind of did go to my knees as fast as everybody because I wanted to see if anyone who was close to the shooter would be trampling all over that person.
So the reason why I bookmarked this video, I'll play it again real quick at the beginning.
Like it was a direct shot to the heart. It looked like right where his heart is, it started going red. He fell back.
So that part right there to me is like super important because when I first heard about Charlie Kirk getting shot, my buddy was like, hey, did you hear that Charlie Kirk got shot? He sent me a message. I said, no. He sent me a link. I click on it and I see a video of Charlie Kirk get shot in the chest and what appears to be a black hole open up from his white Freedom t-shirt. And I see no blood from his neck or any of that. Nothing like that at all. This was just the very first video that I seen. And then my buddy sends me another video, and it's the one, and it catches me off guard like did everybody else, where his neck explodes and we see all the blood come out of his neck like a faucet. Well, then, we all have PTSD for a day or two from that whole thing. And after the smoke clears, I remember the first video that I seen that guy just subscribed. He just described exactly what I seen. And that video's gone. It no longer exists. There is no video of the hole opening up in his shirt. Even when I click on the link that my friend sent me, it's not that same video. And I'm thinking I'm fucking crazy. Like, wait a minute. Did I just am I traumatized from this? Well, then I read all these reports that a lot of people that were at that event swear to God that their video on their phone was either deleted or edited. So you can believe that if you want or not. There's people that were there at the assassination that said that they recorded the shooting because they were recording, what Charlie was talking about on their phones, and that somehow the video that is on their phone was edited or just all out deleted. Okay. And I believe it because I've been thinking this the whole fucking time. I'm like, they went in. Well, first of all, it's already been proven that every video that they've shown us of his assassination has been edited. They're all different frame rates and bit sizes and blurred out. And none of them are the original video. You're not seeing any high definition videos of, and you could talk to photography video experts and they'll break it down. There's videos out there about it. So anyway, may not mean nothing to anybody else, but it means a lot to me because it's very important for me to make sure that I'm not crazy, you know, because if I'm going crazy, I want to be the first to know. If I think that I'm seeing something that I'm not, I need to know this. You know, maybe I'm taking too much methylene blue. Maybe I'm taking too many supplements. I don't know what the deal is. But then I hear this guy talk. He was there. Maybe he's lying through his teeth, but he's saying the same thing that I believe that I saw the first time I seen the video. And then I go back to watch it days later, and it's a completely different fucking video. How is that possible? Well, there's also reports that have came out recently that that they've proven that, like, especially in Scottsdale, Arizona, that Israel was doing geofencing around Christian churches. And if you were, you know, pinged in that area, that they would send pro-Israeli propaganda to your phone. So they're monitoring and tracking us Americans. Israel is, for whatever reason. It's insane. And, you know, CGI and AI can create anything that is asked, 100%. And so then you have to ask the question, well, why isn't the FBI and the DOJ stepping in and saying, you know, no, this video is, you know, like there's just silence on their end. This lady is talking about how Alaska got hit and nobody's talking about it, which is kind of true, but, you know, we got a lot of problems in the world right now. This happened here in my town, I think Saturday night. Well, this is Bonnie Lake, so not actually in my city, but in my state, not too far from here. A couple of dudes stole a box truck, and they were going to regret it. And nobody dies in this video, just by the way.
451, I got 6 at First Vine and College Prairie.
Copy that. We're coming up to the Market Vine intersection right now. I'll let you know which way it goes. You could turn, but oh, never mind. There you are.
Get 451.
Good sticks, and he just attempted to hit another deputy.
Looks like you did number 3 monitoring.
Get his ass. I hope that fucking flipped over.
Two attempted pits. He drove out of both of them. Third time's a charm.
He said third time's a charm. There you go. Hit him. Nice. Now these guys are going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, we got to move up. Move. I want to see.
So sick of these motherfuckers stealing cars around here.
Both of you, put your hands up on that windshield now. Hands up. Can we take the
65. We're going to need fire priority. We're going to need them to help get them out of this cab.
Another
It's jammed up against, and the truck's starting to burn.
We're going to have to bust that windshield.
Hey, put some light on here. Put some light on here.
Get back! Get back! Get away from the windshield, dumbass!
Get away from the windshield, you fucking dumbass thief. Or we let you fucking burn up.
Come on! I don't know. No. Get out! Get out now! I'm trying. Crawl out!
Get your fucking bitch ass out of there, you fucking thief. I fucking cut him all the way out. Scrape him on that fucking windshield.
On your head! On your head! Don't put your hands on your head! On your head! Now you're gonna burn! Let's go!
When I have another buddy, get him out.
Get out!
Yeah, I was trying to go home, dude. You said you.
He said, what do you mean I was trying to go home, dude?
Right.
They get saved from the burning truck and then they go, what do you mean I was trying to go home, dude?
I
don't think so. I think it's just steam from dew and stuff.
I just looked up and I was like, oh,
just saw a bunch of smoke.
Unbelievable. It's just so incredibly dangerous. I mean, unfucking believable, man. And I think those were a couple of white boys too, looked like. The 9 senators just found out they were being secretly surveilled and they have been watching their texts and emails and calls recorded. Yeah, there's what's crazy is globally there are politicians and high-ranking military officials that are experiencing all kinds of debilitating I don't know what to call it. Like they can't think, and they're basically just brought to their knees out of nowhere from some type of invisible force. And it's not just happening in the United States. They're not reporting on it, but it's not just happening in the United States. It's happening globally to, like I said, military officials and high-ranking government officials. So is this why a lot of the shit that's fucking happening is happening? Because somebody's got some fucking technology they can fucking read your mind and fucking bring you to your knees? I don't know. Here's some more of Erica Kirk.
Even the doctor told me it was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain, there was no fear, no agony. One moment Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel and truth.
I don't know, guys.
Professional advice. Maybe Josh Hammer will hear it too, okay? So if you're ever guilty of a crime and you're trying to make yourself look not guilty, you should study Josh Hammer and then just do the exact opposite of whatever this dirtbag is doing, because I don't think you could make yourself look any more guilty. I don't think you could make yourself look any more complicit in the assassination of Charlie Kirk than by acting and behaving exactly how Josh Hammer is behaving.
It's just something so morally and fundamentally wrong with the way those guys handled it. His wife, that Josh Hammer guy, like, that motherfucker was killed. He was assassinated. And I mean, does anybody even know what the Turning Point USA message is? And now they're going to have the Turning Point USA halftime show. Like, what the fuck even is Turning Point USA? I consider myself like at least a little bit versed in what's going on in the world. You know why? Because my brain does not allow me to care about the whatever weird fucking message that's all about. I'll tell you right now, just to be honest, like, I would never listen to anything that Erica Kirk had to say. Whatever her message is, I don't even want to fucking hear it because I think she's a fucking creep. So, and to be honest, I didn't even know what Charlie Kirk was all about. I didn't ever listen to him. It's not that I didn't like him. I just didn't give a shit what he was saying. I didn't think it was that important. And I still don't. I don't even know what the fuck they say. What the fuck do they even talk about? Turning Point USA. Are they pro-America? Are they, red, white, and blue? Do they do the Pledge of Allegiance before they start speaking? Are they, trying to bring back jobs for America. Like, what are they? I don't even fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is just fucking weird. The whole thing is weird.
I'm not going to be apocalyptic. It's not changing a tune. It's not making every single thing a 5-alarm fire.
Yeah.
If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you
Please
for
don't do
doing
that.
it.
Yeah.
And then she'll knock it right off my head. But like,
So whoever that is, what's her name? It doesn't say, but this was like Alyssa Farah is her name. Last January, said that if Trump can get the Israeli hostages released, she'll wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show. Now, do any of us care about MAGA anymore? Probably not. I think we all left that movement a long time ago. Make America Great Again? Really? How about it should have been Make Israel Great Again. Make Israel America. Why don't we just make it that? MIA, Make Israel America. Because America is missing in action. The guy removed from the cameras and then took away from the crime scene. Yeah. And now we have, it says Indians fire Americans for no reason and force them out, only to bring other Indians for kickbacks. This is happening at every major company across the United States. America is being stolen from you. And so this is a whistleblower formerly of Freddie Mac, discusses how Indians purge non-Indians from every company where they get power. So it's even happening in real estate. And it's a problem. You know, I'm not trying to hate on the Indians, but they're coming over here like 15 people per family, and they're just going to choke us out. The Podesta plan, I think we'll skip that. Seen that one. Oh, that's about it, guys. Not a whole lot going on. Let me check, see if there's anything new. Dan Bongino. I have direct knowledge and can state with certainty that your story is trash. And the story is the Times article is based on conversation with 7 current and former administration officials with direct knowledge of the working relationship inside the Justice Department. Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Of course, Pam Bondi is overjoyed to see Israeli families finally embracing their loved ones. I don't know. Does anybody think that the peace in the Middle East is going to last? I don't. What we got here? Yep, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna make some more coffee and get to work. Thanks for hanging out. You know, stay safe out there. It's a dangerous America right now. We got. Well, let me play one more video. One more video from yesterday. What we got to watch out for. Where's it at? Maybe it's from the day before. Well, we definitely have to walk this through. But where is it at? Here, this one right here. So this is Zoran Mamdani getting into his vehicle the other day.
Anti-Semite! 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 Denounce Sharia law! Denounce Hezbollah! Denounce it! You can't denounce it! You can't denounce it, you fucking rat! Back the fuck off! Back the fuck off! Anti-Semite! Anti-Semite!
So, you know, this is the volatility that no, it's all good, see no evil. But I mean, you know, it's just, to me, it's like, nothing pisses me off more than when people don't want to get upset when we have shit like this going on. How could you not be upset about this?
Anti-Semite! Anti-Semite! Anti-Semite!
And the problem is that nobody is, and that's why our country is in the shithole that it's in, and it's going to continue to get worse, and nobody has any answers for it, and they're just going to be fed to the wolves, you know. Sometimes an indecision is a decision. You know, if you're not going to take control of your own life, somebody's going to take control of it for you. I'm not talking about you see no evil. I'm just saying in general, Americans, you know. And I feel like, you know, those of us that have some life experience, you know, if you really care about this country, you're gonna do your part to help prevent this takeover from happening. But there's a lot of people that they just want to they don't want to embarrass themselves. They don't want to look bad. They just want to take the high road and turn the other cheek. And meanwhile, this is what fucking happens. They're going to fucking cut off your kids' genitals, give them trans tape, put tinfoil and meth pipes in the fucking parks. And, you know, next thing you know, there's going to be, you know, this guy's calling Zoran Mamdani an anti-Semite. Tomorrow he's going to have a fucking dynamite strapped to his chest and blow up everybody that's in the vicinity, because that's exactly what's coming. Buses are going to blow up. Grocery stores are going to get bombed. That's what these people do. And I promise you that that's going to happen. And I wish it wasn't going to, but you can't have this volatile of people in our country and not have violence. I mean, we already did. We just seen Charlie Kirk get killed. So it's that's why I'm doing this, you know. So unfortunately, I got to get upset, you know. It's just, and, you know, not everybody has the bandwidth or the capacity to take on this kind of shit, because it is mentally exhausting. And like I said, the second, you know, the country gets even halfway moving in the right direction, I'm already fucking over it. Like, I quit doing the X-Files. Like, I started doing them because I was so excited about Trump becoming president. I was so excited. I got fooled once again. I was so excited. I was like, man, this is going to be amazing. And then I quit doing it because I was like, okay, I get it. We got lied to. Everything sucks. Nothing's going to change. And then I had to start doing them again because people are getting assassinated for speaking their mind. And now we have Muslims taking over and Indians filling our country. So I think that the country needs people like me. You know, I'm no journalist, but, you know, I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about what people think about my opinion or any of that shit. I just speak my mind. And it's just, we need people like that. There's too many people that have jobs that can't say anything because they'll get fired, or they just watch the news and they don't understand what's really going on, you know, and they're never going to understand. So if I can just, you know, resonate with people just a little bit about anything, just like open their eyes to fucking even one little thing about this shit, I'm happy. Because the ignorance level in this country is at an all-time low. It is literally at an all-time low. The disconnect of of reality, of who really runs this country, and the stories that people want to believe are completely different. It is just not reality. So, and I think people are going to have to realize that they're going to have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. The only way we're going to change is, you know, is to speak up. But as far as like going to the rallies and stuff like that, I don't recommend it, because if you go to a rally, you know, there's a good chance you can get hurt. There's a good chance that, you know, that you get on some type of a list, you know, and with the new social credit scores and stuff coming like that, I don't recommend taking it to the streets. It's a good way to get hurt. Voice your opinion, but stay away from holding up a sign. You know, you hold up a sign, it's like being a magnet to a bullet. You know, and because like here in Tacoma, they don't arrest anybody. You can do anything you want and get away with it as long as you're black or brown. You know, I don't know about white people. You might get arrested if you're white. Yeah, you know, it's a trick. That's all a trick, you know. All those people that are protesting, they're paid to do that, you know. They all get paid. They're all protected by Antifa and all that, you know. You get some normal person that goes out, they're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, you know. I experienced Antifa one time here in Tacoma. They were all protesting down by the jail. This is like 4 years ago, maybe. I think it might even be like 2020, so 5 years ago. And I told my friend, I was like, we got to go down there, man. I got to see this for myself. And I went down there, and it's already dark out, but I literally felt like I was in Zombie Town. It's just a bunch of people dressed in all black walking. They weren't saying nothing. They were just walking up and down the street. And I ended up saying something. I can't even remember what the protest was about, but I ended up having some fucking dude in a truck like follow me, and he ended up throwing something at my truck, like a pop can or something. And I mean, it was just really weird. Like, you go down there, you're gonna get. I mean, even like Brandy Cruz, who's our reporter, one of our main reporters, she got fucking slapped in the face, spit on, shit thrown at her. It's crazy. And then she goes to the White House and says that we should, you know, bring in the National Guard and, you know, to clean up Portland and Seattle. And then the local news around here trashes her for it. So, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy town. Crazy town we live in.
Oh my.
But yeah, no, it's all good, Tino. I appreciate you hanging out. And I'm going to get going. And everybody stay safe. Go Mariners. And I will talk to you all soon.